Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're doing a Let's Play and early impressions for Escape the Backrooms in VR using UEVR, the VR mod by Praydog for Unreal Engine games. And I'm happy to report that Escape the Backrooms does work in VR using UEVR. Now, I bought this game when it had official VR support, and today, not today, on October, 2 days ago, Escape the Backrooms released in 1.0, but the VR support had long been gone with the full release, with the 1.0 release. Developers basically took away VR support with no explanation, no notes, no anything. They just took it off, which, I was upset about because there was no explanation, no word on if VR is coming back. And VR is the reason I bought this game, so I kind of feel like this was a bait and switch. Now, I understand that the VR support had some issues, and that's possibly why it was taken away, because it just wasn't very good. But to me, if you make a promise, especially one like that, VR support, that's a reason why many people will buy your game. Even if it's not perfect, people will buy your game. And since it is in early access, a lot of people will just assume that VR support will get better with the full release, or maybe a little bit after the full release. But to just simply take it all away without any explanation is not good. Now, luckily, we have UEVR, the Unreal Engine VR mod by Praydog, and not just Praydog, but a whole host of VR modders. Not to take anything away from Praydog, but it really is the work of a lot of people. And all those persons involved with UEVR are a boon to the community. Obviously we can't thank them enough, because they've really have kept PC VR on life support for the past year or so. Things in VR have not been great. But with UEVR, we have so many experiences now in VR. And I want to say, this game looks great in VR. It really does. Now, I'm using the HP Reverb G2. And I'm using motion controllers, so I'm using the HP Reverb G2 motion controllers as well. And obviously, this game is not a VR officially supported game, and like UEVR is just a mod. But in this game, I'm able to use the motion controllers mostly as a joystick. However, if I carry items, I can move them. So I played this a little bit earlier, and when I got the flashlight, I was able to, with my hands, move the flashlight and shine where I wanted to. So I thought that was very cool. Obviously, a lot of the game is still point and click. Like to open this door, I'm still pressing the button, right? And not everything's perfect. Like here I have, it says left and right. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I'm not sure how that works. I'm still confused by that. If someone can explain that to me. But I want to say, obviously I'm on an RTX 5090. And like I said, this is early impressions, so I still don't understand all the different game mechanics. This is single player. Now, this game is meant for online multiplayer. And actually, it was confusing on how to start this as single player. But what I found out is that you have to put a name to the save file. Otherwise, it will not start as single player. So that's my tip. I actually start this game in non-VR just because I think it's easier to start it in non-VR. And then once the game is started up, then that's when I boot up UEVR and get it to work in VR. So that's my tip, my trick for getting this game to work. Just start it in non-VR first. But the visuals are amazing. My God. The visuals here are excellent. You know, this is what I miss about Steam VR and officially supported Steam VR games. Not many games look this good. And this is a really good looking game in VR. It looks excellent. You know, it's one of the better looking VR games, even though it's not officially VR supported. It at least on my RTX 5090, again, I understand. To pull, I don't know how to do that. But it says to pull. But I do know the flashlight is somewhere around here. Hopefully I can find it without too much of an issue. So, by the way, this is me moving it with my motion controller. So, a lot of point and click, but you know, like I said, this is me moving it with my motion controller. I don't know how you would do this without non-VR, outside of VR, or in Pancake, like we say, like us VR people call it, 2D gaming. I don't know what the almond water does, but I assume it limits the psychosis. Should we drink this? I don't know that I want to go through there right now. I want to check all these doors. Ah, there's the flashlight. So, we want to... Okay. Alright, so now we want to go back and... Huh. Like I see equipped with... But I don't know exactly how I equip it. Let me check the keyboard commands. Hold on. I don't know how to do the alternate, how to do the... Okay, I'm gonna... Hold on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in my gamepad because I don't see how to do it with the motion controllers. Usually you hold up the motion controllers to your head and that'll give you the cursors, but I don't know that... I don't think that works here. So hold on, let me... There we go. There we go. Now I can take it off, I believe. Now I'm going to unplug my controller, my gamepad. And here we go. Look. Now, it's not aligned correctly. So this is the flashlight. But it's not aligned. This is me holding the controller normally. So you see it shoots up normally. I have to twist my wrist in order to get it to go directly. But let's go ahead and let's go. By the way, you can run, but obviously there's a downside to running. We got a lot of almond water, though, so it's probably a good thing we drank the last almond water. Okay. Now, I don't know if there's an issue, like, with the battery. I don't know if the battery runs out. I guess we'll find out. Hopefully we don't find out. And I think we're supposed to go down the shaft here. I believe so. But the graphics are amazing. Wow. I mean, these are really good looking graphics. I didn't like the UI for this game though. You know, the UI is very ugly. I have no idea how you use a rope. I have no idea how you use a rope. Like, how? What are you supposed to do? I don't get it. I honestly do not get it. I might end the video there just because I don't know. I'm going to have to watch somebody else's playthrough, try to figure it out. Part of the problem is just my field of view is pretty... Like, the UI is bigger than my field of view, so I can't really see what it says. I think it says left grip and right grip. But I don't know. I think those would be the controller, the gamepad. So I don't know exactly which motion controller buttons that would correspond to. I mean, maybe left grip and right grip. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's... Like, I do know that if I press grip, that it just completely stops. Like, I cannot move. But I tried that and it didn't seem to work. So we're going to go up again. And down the shaft again. We're going to try one more time. If not, we're going to call it. But here's what I can say about this game. And obviously, I'm not rating the game itself. I'm rating the UEVR experience. So as far as UEVR, the game, at least on my RTX 5090, is running great and it looks great. So no complaints there. You know what? I want to go a different way because I saw that another... Yeah, this is the way I want to go now because I want to see what's different. Oh, there's nothing here. Right? Yeah, there was nothing here. Yeah, no, there was nothing here. Yeah, if there's something here, I don't know what it would be. I think we're just supposed to go down the shaft, so we just gotta find the elevator. The elevator's over there. But did we check these doors before? I don't think there's anything here. I think there's just cars. So I don't think we need to explore there. I think we just need to go down the shaft. We'll try this one more time, see what buttons I can press to stay on the ledge. I'm just not sure on what buttons to press. And let's look at our... Yeah, we got the rope, so I don't know that we need any of that. Do we need to drink? Is there a way to use these with... Yeah, I don't know how to... Unfortunately, there's one flaw there. I need to use my gamepad in order to use items from the inventory because I don't know what button presses to do on the motion controller to make it work. So let's... Can we just run across? Or maybe we're supposed to stop at the intersection. Well, anyway, you know what? I don't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to show that there's VR support for Escape the Backrooms. The game looks great. But obviously, I'm having issues because the button presses suggested don't correspond with my motion controller. So I'm at a loss exactly what the game wants me to do. I thought it was left and right grip, but I don't think that's it at all. So I'm not sure exactly what it wants. So I'm Fast Lawyer. This has been my Let's Play. Early impressions. I think UEVR looks great. And if you already own the game and have UEVR, I think it's a no-brainer to try this out because the game looks gorgeous. It really does. And obviously, using motion controllers might not be worth it, just because of the difficulty with getting all the button presses. If there is an alternative, usually you're supposed to put your motion controller near your head and you get an alternate, but it doesn't seem to be the case here, so I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it works. It could be that we just currently don't have all the button presses necessary to do a full game playthrough. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. All right. That's a nice end to our gameplay. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. This has been my Let's Play Early Impressions. Again, I'm reviewing the UEVR experience. As far as the game itself, like I said, I'm not happy that the dev took away VR support. And that's the only reason I bought this game, is because it had official VR support. It was taken away without any explanation, at least not on Steam, maybe on their Discord, but I'm not going to go to their Discord just to find out what excuse they have. It's not a good excuse because they took it away. They shouldn't have. But luckily we have UEVR, and again, thanks to the whole UEVR community, the Flat to VR community, and this game now has VR support through that. It's not perfect, like I said. I'm using the HP Reverb G2, and not all the buttons are currently on the motion controller. There might be a way around it, but if there is, I don't know what it is. So, although I like using motion controllers, and like I said, you can move around objects in your hand, so that's quite immersive, it might be better to play with a gamepad, just because at least, you know, there you can play the whole game through without issues. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.